Deep in the heart of Tsavo, where the Kenyan wilderness stretched untamed, lay the ruins of an ancient kingdom whispered about in legends. Locals spoke of the Leopard King, a ruthless ruler who was said to possess the power to transform into a leopard. His reign ended in betrayal, his kingdom swallowed by the jungle, and his spirit cast to guard a hidden treasure. For journalist Kamau Mwangi, the legend was more than a story. It was his next big scoop. Alongside his best friend and photographer, Zuri, he set off into the Tsavo wilderness, armed with old maps, a sense of adventure, and perhaps too much confidence. The journey began at sunrise. Kamau and Zuri trekked through dense thickets, their boots crunching on dry leaves. The air was thick with the scent of earth and the sound of the jungle. Bird calls, rustling bushes, and the occasional growl from unseen creatures. "Are we really doing this?" Zuri asked, adjusting her camera strap. Tsavo isn't exactly famous for being kind to explorers. Kamau grinned. If the Leopard King's treasure is real, this will be the story of the century. By midday, they reached the edge of a steep ravine. Below, partially hidden by vines, were the crumbling remains of a stone palace. The palace ruins were hauntingly beautiful. Stone carvings of leopards adorned the walls, their eyes seeming to follow the pair as they explored. A massive throne sat in the center of a great hall, overgrown with moss and vines. "This is it," Kamau said, his voice hushed. "The Leopard King's domain." Zuri snapped photos, her camera clicking in the stillness. As Kamau studied the carvings, he noticed a pattern, a map etched into the throne itself. It led to an underground chamber. "Looks like we're going down," he said. The entrance to the chamber was concealed behind a collapsed wall. Kamau and Zuri squeezed through a narrow gap, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. The air grew colder as they descended, the walls lined with murals of leopards hunting under a blood-red moon. "This place is incredible," Zuri whispered, her voice echoing. At the chamber's center was a stone pedestal holding an obsidian statue of a leopard, its eyes inlaid with emeralds. Kamau reached for it, ignoring Zuri's protests. "This must be the treasure," he said, lifting the statue. As soon as he touched it, the ground trembled. A low growl echoed through the chamber, sending chills down their spines. From the shadows emerged a massive leopard, its golden eyes glowing unnaturally. Its body shimmered as if caught between flesh and spirit. "Kamau," Zuri whispered, backing away. "I think we found the Leopard King." The creature lunged, and the two barely escaped back into the ruins. Kamau clutched the statue, his heart pounding. "What did you do?" Zuri yelled. "I didn't know this would happen," Kamau shouted back. The leopard prowled at the edge of the ruins, its growls echoing in the night. Kamau and Zuri fled into the jungle, the Leopard King in pursuit. The jungle seemed alive, branches clawing at them, roots tangling their feet. The creature was fast, its glowing eyes cutting through the darkness. "We can't outrun it," Zuri cried. Kamau stumbled, the statue falling from his grasp. The leopard stopped, its gaze fixed on the object. It let out a deafening roar, and the jungle fell silent. The leopard transformed before their eyes, its form shifting into that of a tall man cloaked in shadow, his eyes still glowing.
Why have you disturbed my rest?
The figure demanded, his voice deep and resonant. Kamau swallowed hard. We didn't mean to. We just wanted to uncover your story. The Leopard King tilted his head.
My story? It is one of betrayal and greed. The treasure you seek is cursed. Leave it, and you may yet live.
Kamau hesitated but nodded. He placed the statue on the ground and stepped back. The Leopard King vanished, his form dissolving into the jungle. The air grew lighter, the oppressive weight of the curse lifted. Kamau and Zuri stumbled back to their camp, exhausted and shaken. That was something, Zuri said, her voice trembling. Kamau nodded, clutching his notebook. He hadn't taken the treasure, but he'd uncovered something far more valuable, the truth. The Leopard King's story would live on, not as a myth, but as a warning to those who dared to disturb the wild. As they left Tsavo, Kamau glanced back at the jungle, the faint growl of a leopard echoing in his mind. Some secrets, he realized, were meant to stay hidden.